giving your money to woke corporations that hate you and your values. That's why I order all my man's shaving products from Jeremy Razors. Order your Precision 5 starter set today. This set comes with 4 razor blades, sharp as true, with tungsten handle and flip back trimmer. You're not in the market for razors? Jeremy Razors also has other facial products fit just for men. So you don't have to stock your bathroom with products that clean your body but stains your conscience. So shut up and shave. Go to jeremyrazors.com and use cburns15 to save 15% off. That's jeremyrazors.com. Use my special code cburns15 to save 15% off. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about big box stores and also smaller box stores that's being closed because of crime. We have a lot of stores and literally in liberal cities that are being closed because of crime. And the policing in those areas are like non-existent. People are just running rampant, stealing stuff. And who is affected by this? Of course, you, the everyday citizen, the law-abiding citizen, is affected because now you don't have any place to shop. I guess you got to shop online on Amazon. But what if you just want to go out and try something on? That's those days are over. You no longer could go out to the store and actually touch the physical product because stores are closing because of the crime in major cities. The next thing, okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the feminist movement. The feminist movement, it started off as, hey, we wanted to be equal and have equality, like voting rights or get equal pay or actually have opportunities that were male-dominated roles and actually apply for those positions. Even though they were male-dominated roles, we wanted to take advantage of those jobs or whatever. And it started off being that, but now the movement is kind of been, it's not kind of, it's being hijacked by this body positivity, my body, my choice, unapologetically me. And women have become so liberated that we are erasing the woman. We no longer want to be women anymore. We want to be erased. We want the men to replace us. So there's several things that's been happening over the past year, actually the past couple of years, that we're like literally erasing ourselves because of the feminist movement. So we're going to get into that. I got some videos that I want to show you. And finally, we're going to talk about, and actually we're going to talk about this first. We're going to talk about the White House. The White House concluded their investigation for the cocaine that was found. Now, you know just as well as I do who cocaine was. It was found at the White House, and they concluded their investigation. Now, I'm going to read this. It says Secret Service closes White House cocaine investigation, says it is not able to identify suspect. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that the U.S. Secret Service, the detailed security or the security organization that is designed to protect the White House personnel, and the number one person, the leader of the free world, the president of the United States, that Secret Service does not know what's coming in and out of the White House. And they got cameras. So if you could slip a bag of Coke in the White House, what else can you slip a bag of? Or what else can you slip in the White House without them knowing? And they're denying to knowing who brought the Coke in. So yeah, so they denied it. And let me just play this for you. This is from Fox.
So the White House investigation on this cocaine matter may wrap up as early as today. See about that. Republicans, though, demanding more action. Chad Pergram's live on the Hill, and what kind of action might they get? Chad.
Bill, good morning. Questions abound. A week after they found the coke, GOP lawmakers are mystified why the inquiry is taking so long.
This is supposed to be one of the most secure places in the country, if not the world, and there was cocaine found. That is very serious.
Lawmakers wonder if the episode indicates other potential security lapses at the White House. They're baffled that investigators are struggling to get to the bottom of this mystery. That's because the White House has an exhaustive camera system and security logs.
There's one thing I'm sure of, having been in that section of the White House, having put my phone in those lockers. This time of year, there's no chance you're wearing gloves. There's no chance that there won't be fingerprints, and that they couldn't print and check each of the people, including what's on that plastic bag.
The White House has been defensive about the cocaine, and when asked if the coke may have belonged to the first family, White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre noted the Bidens were at Camp David.
We're not avoiding the question. That is not true. We've answered this question, litigated this question for the last 2 days exhaustively. There has been some irresponsible reporting about the family, and so I got to call that out here.
That's called gaslighting, Jean-Pierre. Gaslighting, because you know that people are going to speculate. We know Hunter Biden has a cocaine problem. So why are you gaslighting the media? And you're calling it irresponsible. It's not irresponsible. Everybody know who brought the cocaine into the White House.
If lawmakers don't get answers, this could emerge as a major GOP line of questioning for FBI Director Christopher Wray at a hearing Wednesday. Bill?
All right, Chad, we'll see. Still waiting. Chad Pergram on the Hill. Thank you.
Yeah, and they don't have any suspects. They don't have any suspects, and they expect for you to forget all about this cocaine problem. The cocaine problem, the leader of the free world is basically stonewalling you, and they don't want you to find out.
Included groundbreaking Asian Americans like Vera Wang. And
this is what Joe Biden hit. You question him, this is what he sounds like.
And Joan Shingang, I'm going to pass by, Shanga Kawawa. Included.
Really, Joe Biden? Joe Biden, what are you saying here? Like, what are you talking about? Like, does anybody know what the hell Joe Biden is talking about? So we know that they're not going to blame Hunter Biden. We know that. We know that since Hunter Biden is the son of the president, we know we're not going to get an answer out of him. These are several memes.
So things are like what I'm trying to say is that in conclusion, should be doing that stuff.
Okay. Nobody knows what Joe Biden's talking about. Okay. And we know Hunter Biden is going to, keep on continue his bad behavior. He could get off scot-free and without any repercussions, without getting any charges put against him. So there you have it, folks. The media and the White House is covering up. Let's call a spade a spade. The White House is not going to let you know what's going on. But they very well know who brought that cocaine in. But they're not trying to let you know. I was trying to find my one funny video of Hunter Biden, but I can't find it. Hunter Biden looking crazy. But anyway, so let's get to our next topic. We're talking about the feminist movement. Okay, so the feminist movement started back in the 1900s when women they didn't have like the same rights as men. They wanted to vote, after in the 1920s they allowed them to vote. When was, I think it was like 1922 when women were allowed to vote. Then, the war happened. Women had to go into industrial plants, take industrial jobs. And when the men came back, some of these women filled these roles and they demanded equal pay. So that happened. So women started to make grounds. Hey, I could do jobs that the men could do. I want an education. I could be a scientist or whatever. I want to do those types of jobs. So it started off being just like a basic, normal, everyday stuff. Like, hey, I want to work. Okay, you're allowed to work. Oh, you can't sexualize me. Okay, we won't sexualize me. Oh, I'm worth more than producing a baby. Okay, you're more than producing a baby. We want you. Let me hide this. We appreciate you. So it started off that's the movement. Somebody probably could sum it up better than I can, but that's what the movement started off as. But now the movement is, hey, I'm unapologetic in my skin. This is me. I want to be free without judgment. Body positivity, free without judgment, and body positivity, free to do whatever I want to do. If I want to show my breasts on stage, I'm able to show my breasts. If I want to have sex with 900 different people, I'm able to do that. But I want to be free of judgment. If I want to kill my unborn child that's within my body, I should be allowed to do that without your judgment, without anyone judging me. If I want to be a lesbian, I should be able to do that. If I want to twerk for my ancestors, I should be able to do that without you judging me. If I want to go to the Usher concert with my booty out, I should be able to do that too, without you judging me. That's me being married, me being a girlfriend, me having kids, me having no kids. Maybe I don't want no kids. I should be able to cut my breasts off. I should be able to take out my uterus and, mutilate myself, because it's called freedom and liberation, and I'm unapologetic. That's where the movement is. That's where the movement is. So we want to get to this video. Let me show you. This is, I know people have been talking about it, but this is Janelle Monáe. She thought it was cool to do this. I guess it goes with the song. I think Janelle Monáe is a very beautiful woman. I think she is very beautiful woman on the outside. Right now, I think she's going through like a midlife crisis, but she's saying that she's unapologetically, I believe in safety first, and then free to have freedom to do whatever you want, but I believe in safety first. Okay. I don't know how that goes hand in hand, but okay, whatever. But I don't know if she's going through a midlife crisis, but me looking at Janelle Monáe, I think she went down this Hollywood path that something is not clicking all up in here. She sounds like she's all put together, but I think she's going through some things, because why would you do this? All of a sudden, you want to show all your body parts. Before, you was covered up to your neck up. Now you just want to show everything. And when I'm talking about everything, she flashes people. And she thinks that is something liberating, maybe. Maybe that's liberating for her. But she's flashing people, and she wants everybody, hey, get off my areola. Okay. I don't know, why would somebody be on your areola unless, somebody having sex. Let's, you going into the act, but whatever. So she did that, and she hosted a whole bunch of people on stage twerking, because we want to be free. This was at the Essence Festival. The Essence Festival is for people, for empowerment for Black people that's in business, that's trying to start business. That's what I thought it was for. Empowerment of our people to come together and to appreciate one another for, the contributions that they've given the community. But this is the contribution that Janelle Monáe. Look at this girl. She's not even, this girl right here that's doing all that crazy stuff. She's not a dance. These people were called up on stage, and look at them twerking and acting a fool. This is somebody mama doing all that raunchy stuff. So we said, hey, in the feminist movement, we said, hey, you're not going to sexualize us. I'm not a sexual object. But then today in 2023, we want to be a sexual object. We want to flash our butts and twerk for our ancestors, I guess. And like I said, none of these people were paid to do this. Then it gets better than this. So Janelle Monáe, and not to talk about Janelle Monáe, one of the, what is her name? I forget what India Ari. India Ari tweeted out about the Essence Festival, and she thought it was horrible. Let me see if this is her. Yeah. She thought it was horrible because, India Ari, she's more like a neo soul, but then you had Megan Thee Stallion on there acting like, you know what? And I'm not going to fault Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, her music speaks for itself. So they knew what they was doing when they were inviting Megan Thee Stallion, and maybe they were trying to attract the younger crowd. But when you do that, it's like, okay, are you want to attract the younger crowd or the hood rats, or the thoughts, so, and that's what they got. But anyway, India Ari, she said the issue is what is context. Humanity does everything, but does everything belong in a stage? No. Is everything for kids? No. Is everything for everybody? No. So when we as a culture make something like this mainstream, and she's talking about shaking your butt, sexualizing yourself, you're making it mainstream, it shows a lack of discretion and discernment. To those in the comments who laugh at anyone who wants these things for our culture, you certainly have that right. Just as many folks have the right to want mainstream international export music to show us in a respectful light. I like to go on record and saying this won't age well, and that's my issue. I love Janelle and Meg in the way I love us all, and I don't like this moment. So she's basically saying, hey, I love you for who you are, but we're at the Essence Festival. Why you got to be twerking everywhere? I mean, just sing the song. You don't have to invite people to pop their coochie. And that one girl that she was on, she's on her back, putting her legs out in the air. And then you want to say, hey, respect me. It's like, I can't. And if any young ladies are listening to me, this is not to say, hey, I'm not trying to preach to you, but guys are not going to respect you if you act like a hoe. Guys are not going to respect you if you're dressing like a hoe. Guys are not going to respect you if you're twerking and doing all that stuff. They're not going to respect you. No, actually, no one will. No one's going to respect you. So we could just say, hey, we're not going to use these people as an example of how I want to live my life. We just want to, okay, this is, and especially, I know I got the older crowd. If you have young adults in their 20s, hey, have a talk with our kids, especially if you got younger kids. That's not real, right? You can't control of what type of music they listen to when they get teenagers and adults, but you want to have that conversation. This is not real. This is something they want you to think is real, but it's not real. These people are miserable. If you have to show your body to someone, the world, other than your husband or wife, you got to be sad on the inside. You just want that attention that you got to show everybody everything. You must be sad. And I'm going to pray for these individuals. And the last thing about this is, I know I'm talking about it because it actually breaks my heart when I see people like this. And Janelle Monáe, she's not a young spring chicken. That's why I said I think she's like 35 or 36. I know she's not young, but I don't know if she's going through a midlife crisis, Robert Blaze, I do read the chat. They want to be rude and sexualized themselves. They just don't want anyone to point it out. Social media has them going wild. That's what Amari says. Amari says social media have them going wild. Let me just show you. I don't know if I had it on the screen before. Like this kind of stuff. This is Megan Thee Stallion, but Megan Thee Stallion is Megan Thee Stallion. I told my husband, like, that's Megan Thee Stallion. But when you got Janelle Monáe doing this, a woman that was once clothed, now she wants to show bare it all to everybody. It's like, is that what we're doing right now? Is that something that we need to do right now? To me, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for us to do this. And stuff like this. Like I said, these people was called on the stage. These people are not part of the performance. And look at this woman. Like, oh, look what I could do. All these women. The ratchetness. All these women actually got up on stage for free and said, hey, I want to shake my butt. And these are not young women. These are not teeny boppers. These look like old ass women. Said, oh, look what I could do. I could be a hoe. Like, it's just like, you don't have to do that. But the feminist movement, one of the things is like, okay, you want people to respect you for what you're doing, but your actions have consequences. You know, you can't just do whatever. Yeah, you are free to do whatever you want to do, but there's still consequences to your actions. And one of the things in Janelle Monáe standing to the side, like, oh, isn't this beautiful? This shit ain't beautiful. So and I'm talking about Janelle Monáe a lot, but she was on this radio show. And
Healthy You vending is better than a friend.
Her new album. And actually her new album is, let me see if I can find it. I think it's called, I don't know, she's gonna mention, but it's something real raunchy. And this lady, the interviewer, the radio host, was like praising her. Oh, girl, I love this Janelle Monáe. Like, you're such in the positive light. And it's like, is she really? You know, is that what we're doing? This is part of the interview.
I love that. And sometimes, like, you know, when people come into our space, right? And it's our personal space.
Yeah.
So allowing so many people inside your personal space, like, what was that like for you? What was that experience?
Well, most of them I knew, you know, so they were friends, and I am very particular.
Yes.
You know, I always, and when you come, I try my best to always make sure that people feel safe, especially Black women, especially queer folks, the LGBTQI plus community, my family.
Yeah.
Like, I want us to have a safe space to explore, to be us. You know, we don't get to do that. Free from police, free from judgment.
When I hear this, all I hear is, I want to say a safe space to be freaky. I want a safe space to, when you say explore what? To do some freaky shit? And you say free from police. Oh yeah, because you're afraid that you're doing something wrong. That's what I hear from this interview.
Free from all that thing, you know, consent is important to me.
Yeah.
All those things. I'm big. I'm safety first, fun next.
Right.
And
I
if
love
the
it.
energy's not right, you know, it's not space for you. You have to leave.
Period. Now, I know
if the energy is right, it's not the space for you. That means if you're not freaky enough, you might not want to be there. Okay? Because they got some freaky shit going on at her parties. She was just talking about a party that she hosted. That's what she's talking about. this next portion, again, she wants to do whatever she wants.
Right.
All my albums have, like, that's not a very typical thing.
She used the word freedom and liberation. Giving your body to somebody, is that really freedom and liberation? Just, oh, I'm just willy-nilly just having free sex with everybody. Is that really being liberated? I want somebody to ask me that question or answer that question for me. If you are freely to just have sexual relations, she's a pansexual. That's the first time I heard of it, of a pansexual. But that's a pansexual is like they love everybody, and I think everything. So that means they're having sex freely with everybody and everything. So she used the word freedom as sexual freedom. And maybe I'm wrong. Freedom of expression. Hey, I want to flash my boobs. That's freedom of expression. And I'm so liberated as a woman. So you say, hey, I'm free to show my boobs and be liberated. And oh, that's so encouraging. That's what this lady is saying, the radio host. Oh, it's so encouraging. No, that's a bunch of BS. It's not encouraging.
And people would always try to be like, well, why don't you do this, da, 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 da. And I stood firm in honoring my truth, and I think I'm continuing that.
Yeah. You are. You are really continuing that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just like I said before, it's just like a, I don't know, it's just something I just don't care.
I tapped into another level of freedom.
Yeah, you did.
For sure.
I tapped into another level of freedom. Then you got Jill Scott singing the national anthem, talking about we always will be slaves. Like, what are you talking about? And you subscribe to that. Whatever.
I think you did.
For
Stay
sure.
that way, please.
Listen, hey, we here. We are here, indeed.
Yes, look, we are here. And so what do you do when you
I'm not going to listen to that, but I want to point out this last part. She's corrects. She corrects. Now, this is what I want to hone in on. So we want to be free and liberated. And because I'm a woman, but now she corrects this lady because the lady was like, go on, girl, you a woman. And she corrects her. Let me just skip that part. Yeah, she corrects her.
Affirm that. I get it. I'm with you.
So that's what I'm taking with me with the age of pleasure. I'm just
Enough said. Enough said.
That's her album, Age of Pleasure.
Janelle Monáe, thank you so much for stopping by. I know you're a busy woman. Look forward to everything that
I'm non-binary.
Oh,
so I love women.
Me, tell me.
I love Black women. Yeah, I see all of me, and I feel all of me, all of my energy. But of course, I love Black women. I love women.
Okay.
You know, and I will always stand.
I love Black women. I love women, and I always stand with women. But I'm non-binary. Like, really? Okay, this is weird. So she doesn't refer to herself as a woman because she's non-binary. So speaking of non-binary, or erasing women, this is why we're at where we're at. Okay, you said you don't want to be sexualized or thought as an object, but you called yourself non-binary. Okay, that's not. What are you, an alien or something? That's just, you're a woman. Just deal with that. You are a woman, but you're referring to yourself as non-binary. So when I say erasing women, remember Prime Day?
Favorite colors are in stock and ready. Prime Day on Amazon, so why not see if
you got this guy
Maybelline has it
saying he's a woman too, and he could put on lipstick too. So we're redefining woman. I guess anybody could be a woman.
any deals going on. And look at that. Super Stay Vinyl Ink is 30% off, and my favorite colors are in stock and ready to ship.
Does this make you want to buy lipstick? All my females out there, does this make you want to buy lipstick? It doesn't make me want to buy lipstick, but whatever. But
my Amazon order arrived the next day, and here I am filming a makeup review. And baby, check out this color and shine. It's so comfortable, and it will not budge or smudge for up to 16 hours. Let me know what you think and shop Maybelline Prime deals for 30% off right now. It's Prime Day on Amazon.
This makes me disgusting. And then you had, I'm talking about the erasure of woman right now because of the feminist movement. Miss Netherlands, transgender model broke boundaries with a beauty pageant. This man broke boundaries. This is a man right here. Over all the natural born women, he broke boundaries. It says it's the first time in Dutch pageant's 94-year history that the trans woman has been crowned a winner. It means 22-year-old will be the second openly trans competitor to take part in Miss Universe in December this year. She's been speaking to BBC Newsbeat about beauty, backlash, breaking boundaries. But I'm sorry, you're not look at this lady or man. Does this signify beauty pageant? Does this signify beauty pageant? We're talking about Netherlands. They got some beautiful people in Netherlands. Look at all these people back here. These women. She looking like this bitch. This lady right here, this bitch. These ladies are fake smiling like, oh my God, no, not a man with a penis. Outwomaned us. Not a man with two dingleberries and a stick. Outwomaned us. Look at this guy. Look at the teeth. And we say that's beauty. Now, there was a stream on here where they were saying, oh, this is not the first time. Why are you hating? This is not the first time that a trans woman competed in, I guess, Miss Universe or the beauty pageant, and Donald Trump okayed it. But if you would have seen this trans woman, she was beautiful. She was actually, and you couldn't even tell. So if we're going to allow this, I shouldn't have be able to tell, and the person should actually be beautiful. I shouldn't be able, or anybody shouldn't be able to tell this is a man, and the person should actually be beautiful. They shouldn't be like this. When I think of beauty pageant, I don't, this picture is the last person there. This is the last person I would think that would come to mind. So they told me she's pretty girl, but she can't go to the trans pageantry because it's Miss Netherlands is for real women. So then I'm like, okay, you're calling me a pretty girl, but also telling me that I'm not a real woman. You're not. You're not a real woman. I'm sorry, you're not. Turn that down. Hold on for a second. Turn that down. It's still too loud. Okay. On this article, it says, I wanted to thank all my haters because they've only given me a bigger platform and you won't get rid of me. For all the countries that still have this hate comments, I want to say that we are not alone. As Miss Netherlands, Ricky is now entering into December's Miss Universe competition, which was brought by a trans businesswoman and Jacopong Jutatip last year. I'm going to have a lot of fun, lot of training, for example, catwalk, and prepare myself what I'm going to say. So I'm really excited. You know what? We could say these pageants are rigged. If you really want to support being a woman, I wouldn't even sign up for this pageantry if they allow something like this to go on. Because it's rigged. How in the world this person with this face win beauty pageant? Win the beauty pageant. I'm sorry, you're not a woman. And you would never be. Now, we could call you trans woman, but you're not a woman. So yeah, that's it for that. Okay, we're not gonna continue to beat a dead horse on this show. We'll still talk about it, but on this show. So I just encourage, if you're a woman out there, just speak out. If you see that crazy ratchetness, and especially if it's some of your family members, you need to speak out against that. Denounce that. All that gyrating and twerking, because all it does is deplatform us and makes us look like you are not valuing yourself as a woman. And then you have trans women coming in saying, oh, I'm a woman. Look how ladylike I could be. You don't see any trans women twerking. No. They're trying to be the character of woman, putting all this makeup on and looking around looking like a homemaker. What is Dylan Mulvaney? Every time I see her, she's looking like Dorothy Dandridge. And what is that other lady name back in the 60s or the 50s? You know, she has the flowy dress and all that stuff. She's trying to look like, or he's trying to look like a classy woman. But anyway, so speak out against that craziness. If you see that crap, speak out against it. So we're going to get to the story of the hour. We got a lot of stores closing. There's a lot of stores closing because of crime. You know? And people are not talking about it. People are not talking about it. People are thinking that, oh, you know, it was society would go away, but it's not. It's not going away. It's not going away. These are looters in New York. Stealing from the Macy's. They came in with hammers and breaking glass, and they said they stole $10,000 worth of merchandise. It seemed like some of the shelves are already empty. Maybe they barricaded some of the stuff. But this is what people are doing. You know, they're actually stealing merchandise. This is an Apple store where a bunch of group, and this is, I don't know if you call it organized crime or a crime ring, but they pair up with a group of them will pair up and just come in and steal stuff. They said thieves steal $29,000 worth of merchandise from the Apple store. You know, and then don't fight back because you get beat up. The guy tried to stop him, but they beat him up.
To stay ahead of the career curve.
You know, so you can't fight back if you work at these stores. And these are liberal cities that these crime waves are happening. In the most liberal cities that people are coming in and stealing stuff. And then you wonder why you don't got no place to shop. They said thieves steal $1.3 million worth of jewelry from the Bronx store. They show them coming in. They got their material. They face covered up, and you know they got their gloves, and they stole $1.whatever million worth of merchandise.
To stay ahead of the career curve, you need a degree.
You know, and they don't care who store it is. They figure, oh, you got, you know, I want it, I'm going to get it, so I'm going to take it.
Education provides them with skills and
this last one is from a gang steals $2 million worth of jewelry from a Bronx jewelry store. It shows them coming in. And I guess he's the lookout. He let the people in. And then they breaking the glass. So, and that's the stuff that's happening.
to stay ahead of the career curve.
That is the stuff that's happening. So just let's get to the article. This is from the Daily Mail. As Walmart shuts down 4 stores in crime-ridden dim-led Chicago, DailyMail.com lists all the big box shops from Macy's to Target, which have closed due to millions in losses from rampant theft. Okay. Rampant theft. It says major retailers in U.S. have been forced to shut down shops due to millions of dollars in losses as rampant theft plagues big box stores across the country. In 2021, companies lost $94 billion to shrink, a term used to describe theft and other types of inventory losses. Major retailers in the U.S., I don't want to read that again. So it comes as shoplifting reaches alarming levels, and other large retailers, including Target, Macy's, and Best Buy, are now making good on threats to shutter outlets if petty crime was not lowered. Organized retail crime incidents soared by 26.5% in the same year, according to 2022 National Retail Security Survey. Along with brazen daily thefts, self-checkouts have almost made it easier for people to walk out without paying for the items. Progressive district attorneys in cities like Chicago, New York, Portland, California have also been blamed for effectively legalizing shoplifting, where either not prosecuting thefts under $950. Remember, at the beginning of the week, we talked about LA making it no bail for misdemeanors. So misdemeanors that, and this is including theft, that allow people to steal up to $950 and you don't have no bail associated with it. They arrest you, or maybe they won't. Well, it's not worth it, so we don't want them in the prison, so we're just gonna release them. So why even call the police? Why even have the police? Why even have a police if you just gonna let people do whatever? You know, you just let people do whatever they want. That's what this stream was about. That was 2 days ago. We talked about that. The no bond policy in LA. And they have that in Chicago. I think they said New York has it. Illinois, period. New York, Oregon, Portland, Oregon. You know, it's several states that have that no bond policy because they think they're doing, well, they said it's affecting people that are in the Black community. But hey, if you don't steal stuff, then why would they arrest you? I'm just trying to say, if you're not stealing, why would they arrest you? So anyway, so it's saying Walmart decided to close 17 of its stores across 9 states, and back in December, the CEO Doug McMillon warned everybody, and we thought it was a joke. I remember them on the Breakfast Club; they was laughing about it. Like, how you gonna warn somebody to stop stealing? Or you playing? He said he tired of the crime, and they thought they was playing, but they called his bluff, and he wasn't bluffing. So they closed down those stores, and 4 of them was in Chicago, and they tried to protest. Portland is widely viewed as America's most progressive and permissive city, with crime spiraling out of control there and murders hitting the all-time high in 2022. Other Walmart stores throughout the U.S. which have closed or are set to close are in Washington on Highway 99 in Everett, in Minnesota, on Shingle Creek Crossing, and Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin was one of the other ones that had the no bail policy. A store on Portage Road in Indiana, in Hawaii on 4th Street, in New Mexico, DC, and in Atlanta. All these cities we talked about before. Indiana, I haven't, but I got a story in Indiana. You guys are going to be shocked. Well, probably not shocked, but I want to talk about some of these city officials in Indiana. But anyway, it also closed a further 2 in Illinois on South Halsted Street and South Route 59. The big box chain has been closing a handful of stores annually in recent years, always citing the location underperforming. The retail behemoth is also closing 2 stores in Illinois and Arkansas that will pick up only on 2 neighborhood market concepts in Florida and in Texas. So they're probably talking about drive through and pick it up. So if you purchase food or whatever, you could drive and pick it up. Now, Target is a woke company, and they revealed it's lost an extraordinary $400 million in profit last November due to organized gangs of shoplifters who have been stealing merchandise from its stores. These guys probably come there all the time. Oh, it's Tuesday at 11 o'clock. The gang is here. Just move out their way. Let them fill up their bags. And its CFO said the company expected retail thefts to reach $600 million by the end of the year. Now, the retailer has announced it's closing 4 stores in 3 cities in the coming months. These stores are in Maryland, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. All 4 smaller format stores were rolled out about 10 years ago as a way to reach customers in more urban areas, and will close in May. So they already closed. Although the company cited declining foot traffic as the main reason for the closure, the spokesperson at Target said the decision to close one of our stores isn't something we take lightly. Now, Walgreens is complaining about retail shrinkage too due to the organized shoplifting last year and spent money on extra security measures, including glass panels and security guards as preventative measures. But that doesn't matter because they will fight your security guards. I saw one video where they said it was a trans woman or trans individual. It looked like just a female trying to fight a guy, and she was fighting a security officer. I don't know why he went back to do this, but he ended up shooting the girl. They were scuffling over the bags. He actually took over whatever, and he ended up shooting her. And this was a security officer. I think he got off. I think they end up letting him go. I'm not for sure. But they're saying, oh, that's they were trying to say this guy was being it was a hate crime. And I don't think it was a hate crime. I think he used poor judgment. I mean, but I didn't see it as a hate crime. He was doing his job. But it's Chief Financial Officer James Kehoe came out earlier this year and said, maybe we cried too much last year when we were hitting numbers that were 3.5 3.5% of sales. This figure is now down to 2.5%, and they are quite happy with where they are. High-profile incidents in San Francisco where thieves were filmed walking out the store with armful of stolen goods while security guards stood helpless seem emblematic of the issues facing the retailers. And there have indeed been number of closures, with 5 alone in San Francisco in the fall of 2021. Walgreens store closed in Chicago, and Grand Avenue in Texas, South Orange in Florida. So this video is showing where that guy hit the other guy with a banana. If it ever shows it. I hate these stupid ads. I gotta watch it. So this is what you get. You know, you tried to stop it, and I don't know why that guy jumped in. You know, I wouldn't risk my life over something like that. They just need more policing. You pay taxes, they need more policing. And what the city is saying, hey, we're tired of arresting these people. It's causing a backlog of people in the system, and we might as well just let them go because they don't prosecute them no way. So there's no repercussions. There are no repercussions to crimes so that people commit. So the lawlessness is everywhere. We could just go in the store and get what we want. Macy's is saying that Macy's is closing 4 stores in the first quarter, with California, Colorado, Hawaii, and Maryland losing out. The closures is part of Macy's 3-year plan to close 125 locations as the increase of organized retail crimes cut into the profits of the business. Now, let me say this about these big box stores, because they can always sell stuff online. They have the technology and the money to sell their stuff online. But, you know, they want to be, I guess, prevalent and have a retail space. Okay. So there's high retail rent that's affecting the judgment. And if you increasing the loss, so your bottom line is affected. So my losses are increasing because we don't have any policing. And also I'm losing customers to online retail. Customers are just shopping online more. And then the rental rates are increasing. So they're not able to recuperate. So I think, you know, this is a good article, but I think it's a myriad of things, not just theft. I think the theft is so high, they're not able to recuperate because they're losing customers anyway because of online retail. And they don't mention that in this article, but I think that has something to do with it. Its CEO, Jeff Gennett, said it has experienced a rise in theft across the stores and that it was an industry-wide trend. These are crime levels we haven't seen before, he said. He announced new anti-theft measurements in March to target the thieves and reduce their losses. The company now uses radio frequency ID tags to accurately track its inventory, and it has hired more security guards and locked high-value products with cables and sensor. Department stores are already struggling due to the boom in internet shopping. Oh, so it does mention. Macy's, which also owns upmarket sisters rival Bloomingdale's, are keen to slash avoidable losses where possible. This is where some guys broke into the Brooklyn jewelry store to steal. They got their hammers, they got to break the glass because they got locks on the glass. You don't think people will be bold enough to do this, but they're doing this. And how can you, what's the solution? If you live in the hood and you say, hey, I got somebody come to you, I got them Jordans, or I got a watch, I got a Movado watch for such and such. Do you ask, oh, how you get this? Or don't even ask, like, no, I'm straight. I had to tell, back when me and my husband first started dating, I said, you shouldn't accept stolen merchandise. I know you want to hook up on the price, but you could literally afford to pay regular price. And all it does is come back. When you accept stolen good, you put that energy in your house. And somebody's going to reciprocate to you. Somebody going to come in your house and start stealing. You got a bunch of stolen goods in your house. That's my suggestion. Don't accept stolen goods. And another thing is, I know you probably be thinking like, oh, there's always going to be somebody selling some stolen goods, especially if you live in the hood. Somebody's going to be selling something. But another thing is we gotta vote these politicians out. These politicians that are saying, hey, defund the police, these attorneys or general prosecuting attorneys, the DAs, they're letting these people go out to do more crime. And sometimes the crime is elevated. They graduate. They always graduate. When you don't get caught or there's no repercussions to the crime that you previously committed, you graduated to a higher crime. Oh, let me try this now. It says Best Buy. I'm going to get to some of your chats. Bloop Bloop said, or is it Bloop Bloop or Blop Blop? Unfortunate that civilians also lose their jobs. Yes. So you got high crime, then you got big box stores closing, then you ain't gonna have any jobs. No businesses are gonna be there for you to have jobs. Exactly right. And that's why I said you probably shouldn't accept stolen merchandise, because all you're doing is perpetuating the behavior or encouraging the behavior. Best Buy CEO Corey Berry highlighted that the growing problem was theft at its stores back in November of 2021. The big box retailer sells very high value gadgets, including computers, TVs, phones, many of which are smaller in size but high in value, making the prime targets for shoplifters. Berry said organized retail crime groups would steal entire shelves of high value products like electronics to resell them at a discounted price. This is traumatizing to our associates associates, and it's unacceptable, he said. We are doing everything we can to try to create a safe as possible environment. They implemented a measure like locking up products and hiring extra security staff to minimize theft and protect staff and customers. But the outlet reveals it will be closing 20 large format stores this year as consumer spending slowed and losses increase. And the retailer is planning to close an average of 20 stores per year going forward. Remember Bed Bath & Beyond closed. They closed all their stores. They said shoplifting, but I think they were in trouble anyway. Every time I used to go to Best Buy, they never had nobody in there, like shoppers. I mean, there'd be some people, but as large as that store is, I rarely see a lot of people in there. It wasn't like a Target or anything like that. It struggled as sales plunged, and it's reported 358 million net loss in the first quarter of 2022. Despite owning 953 locations across North America, just a year ago, by the end of 2023, there will only be 360 flagship Bed Bath & Beyond stores in America, alongside 120 buybuy BABY locations. The stores that were the worst is California. They lost 35 stores, Florida 21, New York 23, Illinois 18. Florida actually is a conservative state, but I guess they've been having problems too with theft. Maybe Miami be one of them. So this story that I'm sharing with you, this is kind of sad because this is a smaller, now we can talk about big box stores. They're probably able to take the loss of getting stuff taken from them or stolen from them. But when you have a smaller store, it's kind of sad. So this shop been around for, I think, 25 years, and they got to close their doors.
Donna Conway Brandt and Stephanie Dondero running a successful gift shop business was a dream they never expected.
Working with my sister, she's my best friend. It's just been a pretty amazing experience. And then just meeting the people in our community.
But they say a rise in thefts and shoplifting has turned that dream into their worst fears.
We've been pushed, like knocked out of the way, hit, spit on.
They say the shoplifting here happens daily, and they describe the moment when they decided enough was enough.
A gentleman came in, and he had a big bag, and it was full of like metal, you can hear it, and he hid under the dining room table up in the front. And we heard all this clanking, and I went to approach him, and he started pulling the iron pieces out and coming at me, and my sister was hysterical. It was a very horrible moment. We had several customers in here that probably will never come back because of the fear.
Stockton police say they've received roughly 20 calls for service from businesses at the same shopping center this year to date. At Regalo Bello alone, Dondero says at least $6,000 in merchandise is stolen monthly. But the worst of their losses, they say, has been their mental well-being and their peace of mind. Stockton police say there is a security service here that makes the rounds, but the shop owners say getting security or police to respond to calls has been difficult at times, and so they are closing this shop for good. Prices are marked down, and customers are pouring in to show their support.
I'm sad to see the store close. It's disappointing for the reason why they're closing due to the crime.
For now, the sisters say they will continue running another shop they own in another city where they'd feel they'd be safer.
I feel sorry for the new establishing businesses that are coming up, because I don't see it getting better soon.
Right now, Stockton police say reports for shoplifting have to be filed either online or through a non-emergency number, but the business owners out here say they don't feel that's going to be enough to put a stop to all the crime they're seeing here. In Stockton, Josie Hart, KCRA 3 News.
The Regalo Bello shop owners say they'll be open for the next few weeks or until they can sell all their merchandise.
There's nothing more.
So that's kind of sad too, because you have a business and you You're trying to live the American dream, but you can't because you don't have the police.
Welcome to News 2 at 5. I'm Haley Wilgus. Organized retail crime is costing retailers a lot of cash. In 2021, $95 billion worth of items stolen from U.S. retailers. That's according to the National Retail Federation. This national problem is growing across Middle Tennessee. News 2's Andy Cordan is joining us with more. Andy.
Hey there, Haley. You know, these are organized shoplifters. They're stealing from an upscale beauty shop that's in Spring Hill. Now, they come in, they're usually in groups, they load up baskets, then they walk out with thousands in merchandise. This crime is so brazen, it's almost unbelievable, except for it's right here on video. Watch this slender man in the red hat, white tank top, and yellow pants. He uses a basket and begins pulling box after box off the shelves. According to police, he's stealing perfumes like these, which all retail for between $100 and $200. Watch this thief go. He's barely looking at what he's stealing. He's mostly looking around to see who's watching him. He moves from counter to counter. And then when his basket's full, he and his other two partners, all with full baskets themselves, rush the front door and make a run for it. By the time the crime's reported and Spring Hill police can get on scene, these bandits are long gone.
Same people are going around Middle Tennessee doing the same thing to the same store.
According to police, just this month alone, these bandits and groups like them have hit this store 4 times, stealing an unbelievable $25,000 worth of product. Look at these thieves. In some cases, they wear masks, but in many instances, they don't seem to care. Their faces fully exposed to the cameras. Do you know this man? How about this thief? Or this one?
They don't even care. They come in with buckets. They bring buckets and then start stealing.
Exactly. It's careless. I mean, they just go in there, just start loading up baskets that they bring in themselves, their bags, big old bags, and they throw merchandise in there. And that's a big loss on this company.
If you recognize any of these bandits, you're urged to contact the Spring Hill police. And Spring Hill police tell me that this gang is probably from the Middle Tennessee area, and they could be part of a much bigger cell that's responsible for close to $70,000 worth of stolen merchandise in the last couple of months. Back to you.
That's crazy. The last couple of months, $70,000. $70,000.
This is going to sound a little nuts, but
so yeah, I think the main problem is there's no repercussions to people's actions. You know, people could just instill whatever they want. They could take whatever they want, and there's no repercussions to their actions because we have most of these cities, or most of these majority liberal cities, they're saying that they want a no bail policy for minor theft. And then not only you getting big box stores are getting closed down, but you get the small business owner that's closing down. And you wonder why that you don't have a place to shop for food, for clothes. You don't have any jobs in your area. So something has to give. We have to do something about this. And I think one way we could do a lot about it is, number one, don't accept any stolen merchandise. And number two, we got to look at these officials. Hey, what's your policy on policing? I'm not talking about somebody stealing chicken. I'm talking about somebody just stealing items that they don't need. So you know they're going to sell it to somebody else. So I think we're done with our live today. Let me know in the chat if you subscribe to this channel. I want you to subscribe to this channel. We're on the road for 30,000 subscribers. Hopefully we'll meet that by the end of this month. And you guys want to share this video. I'll try to chop it up as soon as possible to make, chop it up by segments, but sometimes that takes me a while to do that. Anyway, so I am sending all my good to you. I will talk to you soon.